Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Battleground. My name is DeGraff, and I'm your host and judge and casual fact checker, if I have the time for it, of the show today. Let's introduce our competitors. We have Linus, Livewire, Babcock. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm excited to make a debut. I'm a debate club student, so I'm ready to fight and argue.
Fight and argue you must. And throwing it over to IMAX, Max. Vincent, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm pretty good. I had a pretty rough day, but aside from that, I'm good.
Rough days, all of us can talk about them, right? But when you have a rough day, what's better than just letting it out with a good old-fashioned debate? And that is what we are here to do today, isn't that right, folks? So here's how it's gonna work. Linus, you're gonna be the first one to answer this question. Each of you will get an opening statement, and then you'll each get 4 minutes to debate, go at each other, and then you get your closing statements. Linus, this first question goes to you, and then Max, you can do your opening statement after Linus. The question is, what director would you like to see make a Star Wars movie?
All right, so I went with kind of an unconventional pick, but when I was looking through directors, this is the only one who I saw making a really good fit with the Star Wars universe, and I went with Adam McKay. Now, Adam McKay, you might think, is just a comedy director from the Will Ferrell movies, such as Step Brothers, Anchorman, and the other guys, but he recently just won an Oscar for writing films like The Big Short, and I think he has the perfect sense of tone that would fit well with the Star Wars universe. You can see he has like a fun comedy, he knows action with the other guys, and he knows good drama with The Big Short, which he even won an Oscar for. And you can also know that he's good at working with a team, which we've seen is a big problem with Star Wars, like Phil Lord and Chris Miller being fired from the Han Solo movie. When Edgar Wright was taken away from Ant-Man, Adam McKay was one of the people to rewrite the script. He was good at working with the team, with Disney and Marvel, and making the film together, and he helped shape it to be what it was, and he's very collaborative, and I think he would work well with the Star Wars universe. And you can tell he's a fan because in Step Brothers, they wear the Chewbacca mask, so that's my pick, Adam McKay.
All right, Max, he goes with Adam McKay. What's yours?
All right. First of all, I am a big fan of the Star Wars movies, but I do think that making a lot of spin-offs is kind of unnecessary. I think they should stop at Episode 9. But that being said, if anyone should direct a Star Wars movie, it will be the man, the myth, the legend, Tommy Wiseau. Why Tommy Wiseau? Because you will never, well, if you've seen The Room, you have never seen a movie quite like this. So to bring a director of a film that you've never seen anything like it, when you go see a Star Wars movie directed by this alien, I don't know how to describe his accent, whatever, but to see him direct a Star Wars movie would be probably the greatest thing to ever happen in the history of filmmaking. I want to see Tommy Wiseau direct a Marvel movie, a Star Wars movie. I want to see him direct any movie. Tommy Wiseau is the man for the job. There you go.
Wow. I guess. Wow. Okay, with that being said, you each get 4 minutes. No, it's a 4-minute total of debating, and it starts now.
Okay, so Tommy Wiseau we saw in the Disaster Artist trailer. He took like over 60 takes to get one scene right. With a budget of Star Wars, taking 60 takes is not going to work well. He's probably going to want to act in it, and he's going to like throw a big fuss. You know, the Room was such a hard movie to make. They had so much difficulties. He would be the one getting fired, like spot on. Like you don't think Kathleen Kennedy would keep him around for any time. Plus the Star Wars fans, you know, it would be interesting, but I don't see any fan being exciting about that choice.
Let me say something. The Room was his first movie, and with making movies, you learn from making movies. It's not going to take 60 takes for him to direct, I don't know, John Boyega and Daisy Ridley talking, and of course he's going to act in it. How amazing would that be if he would play the villain in this movie? Like, how incredible would that be?
We have a good villain, Kylo Ren.
Yeah, no, but let's say, like, I don't know, Kylo Ren is killed off in Episode 9, and then they want to do Episode 10. And then episode 10, they have Tommy Wiseau as the
but he wasn't.
the great grandfather of Kylo Ren, who was like 900 years old, and now he wants to seek his revenge to Rey, who killed Kylo Ren. Wouldn't that be incredible?
He doesn't have a great grandfather. Anakin was immaculately conceived.
You know, it's movie magic. You can write whatever the hell you want these days, and you have Tommy Wiseau as the screenwriter. He can write whatever he wants.
That's a fun pick. It's funny. You got me for a little bit, but I think Adam McKay is a great choice. I think he would work well with the universe. He has the right tones down. I think he's a good director, and his first film was Anchorman, and that was good. So, I mean, not every director has a bad first film, like you said. So,
But Adam McKay, well, in the case of Adam McKay, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller are comedy directors, and they were fired from the Han Solo movie.
But he's very collaborative. Like Edgar Wright was like taken off from Ant-Man, but he helped write it, and he was originally a choice to direct it, but it went to Peyton Reed because he didn't want to handle that film. But he is very collaborative. You can see how he worked with Marvel with Ant-Man.
Yeah, but
that script.
But Tommy Wiseau made a serious drama about relationships in America, and you have Adam McKay, who made a movie about Anchormans. Like, I don't know.
He made an Oscar-winning movie about a housing crisis in 2007, which was nominated for multiple Oscars.
The Room is an Oscar winner. It was a secret Oscar winner. You know the mistake they made in the Oscars when Moonlight won Best Picture? It was The Room. It was The Room. It wasn't Moonlight. They made another mistake. That's what I have to say.
The Disaster Artist, a film about the making of The Room, is going to be better than The Room.
No, it's not. The Room is a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece. It is this incredible.
I want to see. Oh, hi, Mark! It's Star Wars. That's gonna suck. We want good dialogue. Like
no, it would be the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like after that,
did not hit her with my lightsaber. I did not. I did not force choke her. I did not.
That is.
Do you want to see that in a Star Wars movie?
That's music to my ears. I want to see that in a Star Wars movie. That is just absolutely incredible.
I want to see the brilliant pacing, the humor that Adam McKay brings to his films in a Star Wars movie. I think that would be a good pick.
Humor in a Star Wars movie? Who needs humor in a Star Wars movie?
It's not like a ton of humor. The Big Short isn't that funny, but he made that. He's not just all funny.
I don't know. Who needs humor when you've got Tommy Wiseau writing the dialogue and every single line is
The Room
hilarious?
Sucks. You know? Adam McKay hasn't made a bad film.
10 seconds.
Anchorman 2 was a bad film.
It's okay.
5.
Anchorman 2 was a terrible movie.
3.
It's better than The Room.
2.
No.
1. That was treacherous. Your final statements. Linus, you start. God.
Adam McKay is a respected director in Hollywood. I don't want to hear shit in the Star Wars movie about Tommy Wiseau taking 30 takes to do one stupid Force scene. Okay, Adam McKay can direct a Star Wars movie. He can work with the studio. Tommy Wiseau's going to probably punch Kathleen Kennedy in the face and have dialogue like the lightsaber thing I said before. He's not good. We're going to have horrible actors in it. The better movie would be if someone made a spoof movie about Tommy Wiseau doing a Star Wars movie. He could do a spoof Star Wars movie. That'd be funny, but not a real Star Wars movie.
Well, Max, your final statement.
Okay, what did you say? Adam McKay is not the right man for the job because he would get fired from Kathleen Kennedy. And seeing Tommy Wiseau actually standing up to Kathleen Kennedy, who fired Phil Lord and Chris Miller, by punching her in the face would be probably something to witness. Anyways, The Room is a masterpiece. Tommy Wiseau is the man for the job. There you go.
Okay, well, we saw Linus's fairly mediocre performance. It's official. Max might be a worse debater than Subrath's. So the point obviously has to go to the fairly mediocre Linus. Linus there. We move on to our next question before I end up dying of eyes burning, ears burning. Yeah, this is rough. Question 2. Max, you start with your opening statements. What 2 actors would make a good comedic pairing that we haven't seen together yet? And go.
All right. My answer would be Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling. And they would make a movie about, I don't know, something really confusing about their first names, and it would be kind of insane, like trading places, whatever, the change up. I don't know. They make something really weird, this really weird kind of buddy comedy about something happening, not directed by Tommy Wiseau, fortunately, but directed by a competent comedy director like Judd Apatow or something, and they would do something like twins separated at birth because both were born in Canada, by the way. So maybe you can play with this. You can play with two Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling. I have no clue what I'm saying. There you go.
You can give up right now, and it's perfect kind of no judging. I
want him to fight.
I
want him to fight.
Guys. Oh God, Linus, what are yours?
Okay, I went with two classic comedy actors who I think they've had pretty rough spots in their careers, but I think a movie together would be great. And we've never seen these two comedic legends on screen together, and that is Eddie Murphy and Chevy Chase. And I think the plot of this movie wouldn't just be that their names are the same. I think it'd be a lot more interesting. Like they could be kind of like old widows or something in a neighborhood, and there would be a lot of references to their old movies. They could poke jokes at each other. Maybe Eddie Murphy drives the car from vacation or something and crashes it, and Chevy Chase he drives by a daddy daycare or dumb stuff like that is silly references. And I think it could kind of poke references that the old stars can still be relevant today instead of the new stars. And I think it would be an interesting story, definitely, because these are two comedic actors that are legends from like the 80s, around that era. And I think it'd be great to have them have this comeback. And it could even be kind of some dramatic elements, as they're sad, they're kind of has-beens, like in a metaphor way.
Well, thank you for that. It was something that was actually halfway intelligent. Guys, your 4 minutes starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, debate.
When was the last time Eddie Murphy made a good movie?
Well,
when was the last time Chevy Chase made an actually really funny comedy?
Well, one's Community. He's really funny in Community.
Well, okay, no, let's not talk about TV shows. Let's talk about
He's had
movies.
good performances, though. I'm saying he has had a good performance. Eddie Murphy, It's been a while. He's had some duds for sure. But I want to talk about one point you made that said it could be kind of a switching movie. Ryan Reynolds already made that movie. It's called The Change Up.
I know he did. It's called The Change Up.
And that movie's like mediocre. We don't need to see that again.
I know, but I mean, would you rather have two actors whose careers are dead in the water, or two actors where Ryan Reynolds just had an Oscar-nominated movie that won Best Picture for 7 seconds, or Ryan Reynolds, who is Deadpool? He is like it's one of the most successful R-rated superhero movies of all time. So you have two successful actors that are working in the business right now, or two actors who make nothing but bad movies. It's since the last 10 years. So it's not, forget about Community. Chevy Chase hasn't had a good movie since like Christmas Vacation, and Eddie Murphy hasn't had a good movie since oh my God, I can't even remember. Dreamgirls. That was his last good performance, and then was he? I think he was nominated for an Oscar for.
He was nominated for an Oscar for Dreamgirls.
Yeah, and, but then after he was nominated for a Razzie for Norbit. That movie was a piece of shit.
Well, let's talk about like Green Lantern. I mean, that's a fantastic movie, right?
Yeah,
because everyone has perfect movies.
Green Lantern came out in 2011.
It's not a Norbit. I'll give you that. It's not a Norbit. But I think we would have an actually good, interesting story of two comedic legends. They've had falls, but people have comebacks. Tons of people have had comebacks. Robert Downey Jr. has had comebacks. John Travolta has had a comeback. The next question we might be talking about Adam Sandler having a comeback. I feel like I've seen that movie so many times. Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling. I'm not really appealed. If I saw that in the theater, I'd be like, oh, I've seen that movie. It's The Change Up. If I saw Eddie Murphy and Chevy Chase, I'd be like, those are two actors that are legends that I've never seen on screen before. And I think it'd be really interesting to see them together. And like the old school people would love it. People I feel like I've already seen a Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds
Minute 30
movie.
seconds.
I've heard Chevy Chase is really a pain in the ass to work with on set. Yeah. Like he's this dick to people. So why would you give a role to someone who is a dick to people on set when you have two great actors that can make a really fun comedy. It doesn't necessarily need
Lots of actors
to
are
be,
dicks. Lots of directors are dicks. They work.
it doesn't
It's the
necessarily
actors.
need to be the change-up. It doesn't necessarily need to be in that vein.
Then
It
give
could
me
be
a
buddy
pitch that's
cop
not the
comedy.
change-up.
It could be any form of comedy with these two actors.
1 minute.
I
Because
feel like they're both like this. I don't see who's the straight man, who's the funny man. I could see Eddie Murphy being the straight man and Chevy Chase being the funny man.
Ryan Gosling was extremely funny in The Nice Guys. He really proved his comedic talent in that movie. And Ryan Reynolds, of course, we saw him in
They're not
Deadpool, and
legends.
The Hitman's Bodyguard is coming tomorrow. The reviews are mixed, but some people really enjoyed
Ryan
that
Reynolds
movie.
and Ryan Gosling are like the same person, though. They're not very different from
Not
each
really,
other.
no. I mean, one of them is
They're
more.
very similar.
Not really. One of them is more.
30 seconds.
They're too similar.
He's more, I think. Ryan Reynolds is a lot more
And all the
energetic.
references we could have.
What?
I don't see why people would like this movie.
People
Is interesting. To me. I
either
feel like
want
I've
to see
seen
a
that.
movie with two well-known actors in the business than two actors who when the trailers will come out of that movie.
People
with,
love
I
a
don't know,
comeback.
Eddie Murphy,
People
Chevy
love
Chase.
a comeback.
Yeah, but they will say they'll wait until the reviews are actually good.
One, stop. Max, your closing statement starts now.
All right. I would rather see a movie with two actors that are right now that are doing well in the business rather than two actors whose career has been dead for like 10 years or so. I mean, Eddie Murphy's made Pluto Nash, he made Norbit, he made Meet Dave, whatever kind of 1,000 words. These movies are pieces of garbage. Chevy Chase hasn't made a good movie since Christmas Vacation. And when people would either see a movie with two successful actors right now, then maybe this is going to be a comeback. Oh, I don't know if this is going to be good or not. I don't know if I'm interested in that movie. Oh, but there's this movie with Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling that's playing. Maybe we should go see that instead of two actors that haven't made a good movie in a long, long time. So why would we, want to see that instead of seeing something that's more modern? I don't know. There you go.
All right. I definitely understand.
You're up.
I definitely understand the has-been quotes, but I mean, look at a movie this year, Split. It was directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and he made so many bad movies. It's been 10 years since he had a good film. He had a good film, people like him again. There's no saying just because they've been bad in previous films or hard to work with that they can't get a good director or a good writer to make an actually good film for them. And it's not like Ryan Reynolds has been in trash, Ryan Gosling has been in trash. Just because they have more recent good movies doesn't mean they'd be a better combo together. I feel like, honestly, I've seen that movie before. It's the change-up. I've never seen these two comedic legends together. Even if it's bad, just seeing these two on screen together would be something phenomenal because it never happened before.
Well, Max, I can tell you you're doing better than Subrath, but I can't give you the point just for the fact that you kept repeating the same points over and over again. You're like, oh, the Hitman's Bodyguard. You brought that up, and that made no sense. And then whenever you said a point, Linus just shut you down, and then the comeback story element, which is really important, and then he brought up Split in his final argument, which just put the nail in the coffin. Yeah, a mediocre performance by Linus again. Let's make things clear.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it that round.
But just enough to get by 2-0 to Linus somehow, somewhere. Subrath, you better watch out. You finally found your competition. All right, your next question. Pitch a movie that could win Adam Sandler an Oscar and revive his career. Linus, you are up first.
All right. We just talked about comebacks. There's one director who I feel is like known for bringing people back, and that is Quentin Tarantino. I feel like John Travolta's career was dead, but Quentin Tarantino brought him back in Pulp Fiction in a fantastic way. And it's not like even in Pulp Fiction, John Travolta had the best performance of all time. He was good because Quentin Tarantino directed a fantastic movie around him, and it brought his career back up. I feel like the same thing could happen with Adam Sandler. And I'm going to pitch some sort of heist film, and this is going to be a lot of Quentin Tarantino elements, so deal with me. This is just kind of something I'm coming off on the top of my head, but say Adam Sandler, he works at the Red Apple Cigarettes factory or something, and Christoph Waltz is the boss, and Adam Sandler decides that he's going to do some heist in the building, and it's going to be he's going to go like some clubs and do some classic Tarantino characters, not characters we've seen before, but Tarantino type characters. We can have Samuel L. Jackson in there. We can have, like I said, Christoph Waltz can be his boss at the company, and I think it'd be fun if we have Drew Barrymore, who's been Adam Sandler's kind of love interest in a lot of his movies, have her be in there, because I feel like Quentin Tarantino definitely could make a good performance out of her. Another comeback, as she was an 80s star from E.T. And I think Adam Sandler, with performance that he could build around Sandler. It doesn't even need to be great acting, but we have seen Adam Sandler deliver great performances in films like Punch Drunk Love. If he's playing this kind of guy who just kind of wants to get revenge on a boss or something, it'd be a very fun, actiony, violent movie that would be a lot of fun, and I could definitely see Quentin Tarantino pulling that off.
All right, Max. That's a tough thing to follow up. Can you do it?
I don't know, but I will say this: Adam Sandler has made some good movies in the past, like Punch Drunk Love, Happy Gilmore, like Billy Madison. There's another one coming out that supposedly is going to revive his career. However,
still a Netflix movie.
However, no movie can save Adam Sandler's career. Not even what's it called? The Meyerowitz stories, whatever the hell it's called. I don't know. I don't remember what it's called, but the Noah Baumbach movie that's coming on Netflix. No movie can revive Adam Sandler's career, even if he does make a couple good movies, because ultimately he's not going to choose something that's smart like a Quentin Tarantino movie. Instead, he's just going to choose a comedy with cheap laughs. And this is working well for him. I mean, he's making lots of money. His movies make lots of money. And The Ridiculous Six is the most viewed film on Netflix right now. So even then, Netflix has signed a deal for Adam Sandler to star in 8 movies. So why bother pitching a movie that's apparently going to win Adam Sandler an Oscar? He's never going to win an Oscar. Adam Sandler will never win an Oscar. Let me tell you, he will. Mark my words. He can never win an Oscar. He won so many Razzies in his life, and he's going to win many more to come. Have you seen Sandy Wexler? Have you seen The Do-Over? Have you seen The Ridiculous Six? Terrible movies. And Adam Sandler is going to keep making terrible movies because that's only what he's good at. Maybe he's going to make a good movie at one point, but he's never going to make this incredible movie that's going to say, holy shit, Adam Sandler is the best actor in the world. There you go.
I was gonna go to 4 minutes, but I don't have to. I think that Max just gave Linus the point there. So Linus gets the point without even having to go into the next part of that round. Look, here's the issue, Max. That's the whole point of the argument, is you're pitching something that may never happen.
Have
So,
fun with the game.
with that,
I don't think he's going to win an Oscar.
He's not going to win an Oscar. He cannot win an Oscar.
I gotta give the point to Linus.
It's for fun.
I have to be realistic.
All right, your last question, guys. This one goes to Max first. Let's see if he can actually give a cheeky argument. What is the best Seth Rogen film?
The best Seth Rogen film is The Interview. This movie had a lot of controversy when it came out back in 2014. But when I saw the movie, I laughed so hard. I thought its political satire was very funny. James Franco and Seth Rogen were really good. The first half is kind of like a spy comedy, and it's really, really well made. And then it goes into when they meet Kim Jong-un, and I thought that part was also very funny. I really thought the Kim Jong-un part, Randall Park, who plays Kim Jong-un, was very funny. This movie made me laugh very hard because, you know, Kim Jong-un might actually be an idiot, and he is. So there you go. I think The Interview is his best movie. He hasn't really made amazing movies, but this is the best film.
Okay, Linus, the floor is yours.
All right, I went with Superbad. Superbad is a story that was written by Seth Rogen when he was like near a teenager with his best friend Evan Goldberg, and he's not the star of it, but it's about him. The character Seth is written about Seth Rogen, and he's in the movie. He plays a cop with Bill Hader, which is a very different role you see Seth Rogen play. He's not just playing Seth Rogen, which is fun. Superbad, in my opinion, is the best coming-of-age movie. It's about 2 friends, and it's raunchy, it's hilarious. There's characters like Fogel. There's so many quotable lines. It's such a funny movie. There's so many hilarious moments to it. And you know what? When this movie came out, it was released in theaters, and people liked it. And it didn't have any controversy because it was a good movie, and it was funny. And it's one of the movies that really put Seth Rogen on the map as a writer, and it brought him into his directing career, which we got This Is the End, and we got, you know, Preacher because of his directing career and his writing career, and his writing career started here. It started as a child. That is very inspirational for me as a teenager who, like myself, was able to write these scripts of such a good Superbad, which is honestly one of the funniest rated R movies there is.
All right. Well, you guys know the drill. You guys get 4 minutes. Starting now.
All right, but you said that Superbad came in theaters, but Seth Rogen, he wrote the script, but he was barely in the movie. You know, when you talk about a Seth Rogen movie, he's the supporting character, and in the interview, he's the lead of the movie. He's the one going to North Korea with James Franco, and they're all having these adventures together. And I think, as the comedic standpoint, the interview was much funnier and it was much more spot on than in Superbad. However, Superbad is a very good movie, but the interview is a better movie.
No, even I was like a 7th grader when the whole interview controversy came out, and I remember you could buy it on iTunes, and I was excited. I thought it was going to be this really funny movie, and I laughed maybe like 3 times. And I don't say Seth Rogen's a star. It's about James Franco's douchey character that's not likable, and Kim Jong-un is the doof, which he is maybe, but it's weird to see this movie. That was really weird for them to even make that movie. It was so much controversy. I don't know why they bothered making that movie. Superbad's a hilarious high school coming of age movie, and it is about Seth Rogen. Jonah Hill's character is named Seth. It's about Seth Rogen. It's like saying a biopic isn't about the character. It's biopicting. And Seth Rogen has a role in the movie, and he's not the lead in the interview. And Superbad is just hilarious, and it's a way better movie than the interview. It's not even comparable to me.
You said James Franco plays a douchey character, but that's exactly what he's supposed to play in that movie, and he does it very well.
It's worse than any douchey character he's ever played.
No. I've seen far worse than that. I have seen far worse than that.
It is. He befriends Kim Jong-un. That's not a good message.
Once you relate to the guy, maybe like this is in the movie. Like
Kim Jong-un,
he has to be friends with Kim Jong-un.
It depicts a bad representation of one of our enemies against the state.
It makes fun of Kim Jong-un.
Maybe that makes us think he's weaker, and it makes us doubt our abilities. Oh, we don't have to worry about it.
Have you seen the movie Team America World Police? It makes fun of Kim Jong-il. So why can't the interview make fun of Kim Jong-un if Team America made fun of Kim Jong-il?
It definitely can, but I'm just saying that's the plot of the movie. That's not really that.
It's like if you released a movie.
Superbad is about teenagers who want to have sex and go to a party. That is hilarious. That is relatable. And how they get the alcohol. There are so many funny moments in that film. And you see Seth Rogen's tone, you see his writing, and you see him being performed through Jonah Hill, which is a hilarious character. He plays a hilarious character as a cop who just has a funny adventure with this kid, and he's a dumb cop for sure. And it actually has a reasonable plot that made sense to make a movie about.
The reason why the interview worked was that it took something that, you know, no other filmmaker would dare to do, but it did it so well. It was like Sausage Party, like the food orgy scene in Sausage Party, where it would be so fucking.
Sausage Party wasn't good either.
But the food orgy was it was this super raunchy scene that never stopped, and that movie was this 2-hour-long raunchy comedy that the laughs would never stop.
30
there
seconds.
has to be more to a movie than raunch, though. There's no heart in the interview. There was heart in Superbad.
There's no heart in the
emotion.
Kim Jong-un kills like a bunch of people.
No one cares about that, though. That doesn't resonate with the audience. What resonates in the audience is when Seth and Evan are in the sleepover in Seth's house after that party, and they're like, "I love you." That is emotional. That is resonating with the audience. No one cares about the interview.
Well, people will want to relate the characters when they're in a dangerous situation. They're in no dangerous situation.
Quiet. All right. Your closing remarks, Max. This could potentially be your final closing remarks of the whole match, so make them special.
The interview is the best Seth Rogen comedy because it is very funny, It has great performances by Seth Rogen and James Franco. The writing from Seth Rogen is very good. It's directing as well. They managed to get good performances from everyone. The cinematography by Brendan Trost. He's one of the best cinematographers working today. This movie is incredible. Yes, Superbad is a good movie, but it is not as incredible as The Interview. It's actually in my top 10 movies of 2014.
Well, Linus, your argument, your closing.
I think
remarks?
the interview is more I think the interview is more of a gimmick than it is a film. It's a funny gimmick of them going to kill Kim Jong-un, but it doesn't really work as a film. Superbad is a relatable concept. You said the interview is relatable, and I don't get that in any sense of the word. You did. You said that sense of danger is relatable, but they're not really in danger. He's listening to Katy Perry in a tank, which is so dumb. It's a gimmick movie. It's not together as a good movie. Seth Rogen has done way better work than that. What about This Is the End? What about Knocked Up? There's so many other movies you could pick from, and you picked that film. That is
Knocked Up wasn't that great. Sorry.
I agree.
Well,
I
Max,
agree.
you make my decision easier and easier for me. Every single argument you make. Hence why Linus has won the match, sadly. Like, I don't like people winning off of mediocre performances, but sometimes that's just the way how it has to happen there. I get it.
I mean, I didn't have much to go off of, so you know.
That's fair. That's fair. I had the same issue with Two Breath as well. Max, do you plan on calling out a special Two Breath?
I should. I first of all, I should watch that Subrath match. I've been planning to watch that match. Apparently, I don't know. Apparently, did a shitty job. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to watch that. But if Subrath wants to fight me, I'm in.
Ooh. We have two extremely poor competitors possibly going at it.
This should be probably the best match in the whle championship. It would be
Linus.
Subrath versus myself.
Linus, I know you play the winner of a certain somebody soon. Are you excited for the next match?
That's gonna be interesting. Like you said, I'm not completely impressed by my performance today. I need to do some more research, I think. But then again, no offense, Max, I wasn't playing off the best. But I'm sure when we have our worldwide trivia match, you're gonna whoop my ass. So.
Oh man! I've been watching this Schmodown. I've been answering like most of the questions correctly. I've been playing along, and it's just like
that's not what this show is about. But I'm just saying. I won by knockout. I wasn't expecting that. But the questions, I think, I don't know if you put the best time in answering them, especially the first one and the third one. I mean, it's a game. You have fun with it. Even if I don't think Adam Sandler's going to win an Oscar, you have fun with it and say he is. But this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, look, I suck at this. I mean, movie fights. I suck at this kind of concept. But I mean, it was fun. Like I had fun with that. But I have to say, some of the questions I was like, really?
At least we didn't get the Power Rangers question because I'd never.
Oh my God, no.
I don't know how you guys haven't seen Power Rangers, but that's a-okay by me. Thank you so much, guys, for watching Movie Battleground. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment on it. Be active in our Movie Battleground public group. We like to talk about all of such various things and movies, the rankings. Aaron Knoll breaks it down for us. We've had some debacles there, which isn't really fair. Aaron works his butt off, so give a hats off to him. And that's it for today. For Linus, for Max, for myself, have a great day.